So we're looking at drawing a set of goalposts this week. And this picture is up on Teams for you as well, so you can see your dimensions. So looking at this question, the height of it is 188 and the width of it is 8 plus 130 plus 8 plus 10 plus 5 plus 35. So we're going to add all of those up now in a second on the page, and we are going to draw them out. So like other questions, we're going to draw all of our construction lines first, and then we're going to go back over it and fill it in with finishing lines. Okay. So first things first, I'm working on an A4 page here. If you have A3 paper at home, you can use that. It doesn't matter. But just for the purposes of this, I'm using A4. So to start this question, I am going to measure in 15 and up 15. So measuring in 15, drawing a line up and going up 15 in there. So that's your starting point in the corner. And we're going to work off that. So drawing a horizontal line over, we're going to apply some of our dimensions here. So looking at the dimensions, our first dimension is 8. After that we have 130. Then we have another 8. Then 10, and then 5. And that's the whole lot. And we're going to draw light construction lines going the whole way up the page. Okay. So putting in our vertical dimensions now, the first one is 60, then 8, and then 120. So up 60, 8, and another 120 on top of that. And I'm going to draw those horizontally across. One, two, and 3. Okay, so we'll write some of these dimensions in here. So we have 8 down the bottom, 130. 8, 10, and 5. And then we have 60 going up, 8, and 120. And I used my T-square and my set squares to draw all of those lines so far. So looking at that, I actually have the profile of the goalposts already. So I'm going to go ahead and draw in the goalposts in heavy. So I have a heavy line in there. So 1, 2, and I have a heavy line in here. So these are my goalposts. And there's my crossbar. Okay. So if I was shading those in now, it doesn't matter what color I do them in, just so they stand out. Here's my left post all the way up. My right post all the way up. And my crossbar going across. If you want, I know you can see it in the picture there, there is a black spot in the middle of the crossbar. You could sketch it in if you wanted to, you don't have to. Okay, so next up is the actual nets themselves. Now, if I'm looking at this here, I'm not actually given dimensions for these nets, but I could figure them out. So if I was looking at this, there's 130 millimeters in here, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So 24 squares. If I divide that, so just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And looking at this question here, it says that the nets up the very top could be our own design. So the nets don't actually have to be that size there. We can make them whatever size we want them to be. So I'm going to measure over intervals of 5 millimeters for each one of those. Now, if you want to change the design of your net, you can. But I am going to draw mine over at 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 105, 110, 115, 120, and 125. And I'm going to draw, as you can see in the question, the nets are in heavy. So I'm going to draw a heavy line vertically up for each one of those. So take your time with these. Make sure you're using the set square and the T-square properly. Make sure your T-square is snapped on. And I'm going to have to do the same now on the vertical side. So I'm going to make it 5s as well. So I'm only drawing one part of the net here, all the vertical pieces of net, but I still have to draw in the horizontal ones. So I'll be finished these now. And on this vertical line here, it's a height of 60. I'm going to divide that 60 up into 5s as well. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. And I'm going to draw those horizontally across. As you can see, my net is coming together. So I've done mine in 5s. Now, if you want to look up pictures of nets and different goalposts, you are welcome to change the design of your own net. You can draw whatever net you want for this question. Okay, so there's my net in the middle. And if I'm looking at this question, the last thing I've left to do is I have to draw this flag down here in the corner. So the flag, I've already measured the 10 and the 5. Now I need to measure up 40 and down 20. And I have to measure over 35. So I'm going to draw almost a separate box down here in construction lines first for the flag, and I'll fill it in then. So zooming in down here on the bottom right hand corner. So I've already measured 10 and 5. So after that 10 and 5, I have one more dimension to add in, and that's 35. I'm going to bring those all the way over. And that in there is 35. Okay. And finally, I have to measure up 40 for the height of the flag and down 20. So a height of 20 and 40. And that leaves you with your flagpole in there. There's the rectangle for your flagpole. And if you draw those all the way over, there is your flag as well. So you could add a little bit of colour to those as well if you wanted. We can make that flag in there, give it a post. And we could colour the flag too. If you wanted to sketch in a logo of your favourite team in there on the flag, you can. Practice your sketching skills. I'm just going to throw a little bit of red on it there. And zooming out on that there just to show you, that is your question for this week.